Hey gardeners, Amy here with Garden Up. Today I want to talk about this sweet little native right here. This is called Oregon Sunshine or Eriophyllum lanatum. So I'm fairly new to native flower gardening and all that stuff, so I've had these in my yard for a few years now, and I've gotten to know them, and I absolutely love them. Its common names are Oregon Sunshine, Common Woolly Sunflower, or Golden Yarrow, which is a little bit confusing. So I'm going to use Oregon Sunshine. They grow in these sweet little mounds that get up to about 12 inches, up to 24 inches high. I haven't seen it get that high, but about 12 inches high and wide. Each flower is on its own stem, and they have the standard yellow composite flower, which is very common with the Asteraceae family, which is the family this plant is in. It starts blooming in mid-May, and it keeps going all summer, although there's a big flush of flowers in May, and then it kind of peters off as the summer goes, but it will still bloom all summer, so that's super nice for a perennial. That's kind of hard to find. Eriophyllum lanatum is a perennial herb that grows about 12 to 24 inches in height in branched clumping mounds. Both the stems and the leaves may be covered with a woolly gray hair, but some plants do lack this. The leaves are 1 to 3 inches long, linear on the upper stems, and slender and pinnately lobed on the lower stems. The hairs conserve water by reflecting the heat and reducing air movement across the leaf's surface. The flowers are yellow and composite, looking much like true sunflowers, and sometimes grow to about 2 inches wide. Both the ray and the disc flowers are yellow with one flower head on each flowering stalk. They bloom from May to August. The seeds have scales at the tips. Other common names other than Oregon Sunshine are golden yarrow, yarrow-leafed Eriophyllum, dwarf woolly sunflower, and Perche's woolly leaf. It attracts beetles, syrphid flies, bees, moths, and butterflies. An endangered butterfly in Oregon, the Fender's blue, and I'm not going to try to say that scientific name because I'm not an entomologist and I'll screw it up, relies on Eriophyllum lanatum for a source of nectar. Butterflies that are known to visit this plant include orange sulfur, red admiral, comma, and skipper. It also serves as a host plant for the painted lady butterfly, which I just saw a painted lady butterfly here the other day right around this plant, so I'm kind of hoping that it maybe laid some eggs. Do understand that if you put natives in your garden, you will likely have some insects that eat them, and that's the point. Remember, when you put native plants in your garden, you are feeding native insects, which in turn feed native birds and other animals, and it goes all the way up the food chain. You are supporting wildlife. So when you see a caterpillar on one of your plants, leave it. Let it be there. Do not reach for the spray bottle, because the whole point of planting natives is to support ecology and to give back to the environment. This plant is hardy to zone 3 and can be used in perennial borders, along pathways, and in rock gardens and embankments. The Ladybird Wildflower Center recommends selecting a local ecotype, planting several plants in groups, and pruning the dead branches. This plant is quick to establish and can be used for revegetation and diversification of rangeland in a variety of habitats. Oregon Sunshine is adapted to fairly dry conditions, rocky or sandy soil, and areas that get as little as 10 inches of rain per year. It has a high drought tolerance due to the hairs that cover the leaves that I already talked about, which conserve water by reducing the heat and reflecting the sun and airflow off of the leaves, so that less water is lost through their leaves. It often grows in rocky areas along roadsides, on coulees, bluffs, and canyons, and in dry grassland, thickets, and forests. I really like having this plant in my yard. I hardly ever have to water it, and it keeps blooming from mid-May all the way through the end of the heat of the summer when all of the fall things start to open. So I really love a perennial that keeps blooming for that long. And it's just so sweet. Like, I'm not a huge fan of yellow, but I love these. And it looks really great with other things blooming next to it. So what else is blooming right now in my yard is Scarlet Gilia. The Penstemon digitalis is getting started, and several other penstemons have been blooming at the same time as this. Baptista, Iris, Allium, and Blue Star Emsonia were all going strong when it was in its prime. There was also the mock orange, elderberry, gaillardia, primroses, snapdragons, tuberous milkweed, and echinacea are all blooming just as I'm finishing editing this video towards the end of June. So you could combine all the different blooms and have a really stunning spot and have a really stunning focal point in your garden. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you enjoyed it, make sure to tell me by hitting the like button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so that you can get more gardening content like this in your video feed every week. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the garden.